How long do you think he has to prove himself? They've backed him again in the summer. He spent over £500 million now at the club. The players are very much his. How long has he got?
Yeah, that's his squad. I think also what puts pressure on managers' jobs, especially top jobs, is the managers that are out of work. And if you look at the managers that are out of work, who would be more than happy to take this job and take that project on, there's quite a few people on the market there, so that would put pressure on him. But I think he's very humble and honest interview there. But what I struggle to come to terms with is how he can't make the connection between a mistake and a forced mistake from Liverpool and being caught out of position. He can't make that connection, that's a formation and organisational problem. So if you can't make that connection, I'd worry if that was the manager of my club.
Yourself, Sharpie, how long has he got? Bearing in mind that they were openly searching for a replacement while he was still in charge at the end of last season. We have to factor that in.
Yeah, and then they still kept him and they still give him money to spend and backed him. So I don't think he's going to get sacked over the next couple of weeks, for sure. I think, you know...
Christmas? Has he got until Christmas to prove himself?
Well, we don't know. It depends on results. You know,
if he does well...
If he does well, then no. If he's in the bottom three, then of course.
What did he call silly season? Is that November?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's got till November.
But yeah, I mean, you know, so, some of the points he's made there are valid. That he's got certain players making the debuts at Old Trafford, and, you know, it is still a transition period. But there's some basics that he doesn't see, and players did make mistakes for goals. Casemiro's made 2 mistakes. Mainoo's got knocked off the ball for another one. But when your players make mistakes like that, it's about getting organised and having the team around you ready if that does happen. You know, good teams are getting ready. If there's a mistake, they're ready to come and cover. If they get the ball and they go forward, then they're ready to attack. But they don't attack until you have good possession. And I just think at the times at Man United, people are too far forward without having good possession. So and that's a positional and an organisation situation, and that's not what he's not admitting to that.
He talks about he didn't have his double pivot or his double six. That double six wouldn't have made any difference to Casemiro or Mainoo. It was the full-backs that needed to be supportive, and they were further up the field.
And Casemiro's one of his double six.
Yeah, so it's like, oh, come on, that's organisational. That's not mistakes. That's
some of it, that interview, I can agree with, and some of it, I don't know if he sees it or if he's not seeing it or if he's denying it or
chooses not to
see it.
Or chooses not to discuss it. Now that's a different kettle of fish as well.
Possibly.
Gary, you asked me if Ten Hag interview is ready.
Yeah, well, thank you for bringing it on.
Are you ready for another one?
Has he enlightened me at all? I heard 2 things that I thought he said correctly. His players made mistakes and Liverpool were clinical. The rest of it, I thought he was treading water, to be honest with you. And I can understand that because, again, you know, he has to protect his team, he has to protect his position to some extent. He knows it's a shocking result for Manchester United and a really bad performance. So how does he actually do that? And I thought the guy asking the questions got stuck into it.
Really good.
Really was probing, was asking everything that needed to be asked.